You've got to understand, one thing, you're dealing with people very possibly on the worst day of their lives.
I think people who enter a shelter, really what they need most is compassion. They need somebody to listen to them.
As a shelter manager or a volunteer, connecting with your clients is extremely important.
How are things? Fine.
We're doing okay.
You're doing okay?
We're trying to.
Okay, that's great. Bien, ¿y tú cómo estás?
As you walk around, you should be talking to the shelter residents. Find out what's going on. Do you need anything? And some people just like to vent. If my house was just washed down a river, I sure would like to talk about it.
Please let us know so that we can get it passed on to the program.
After you are in a shelter for a while, one of your biggest challenges is communication. Because if you do not provide the clients with constant communication and updated information, you will notice that they are starting to provide themselves with information, whether it's just through rumor mill or because one person gets information that may be related to them, but not everybody. And when the clients start hearing that, they start spreading it.
I believe that the shelter manager and the shelter staff should interact with these citizens to let them know that they're there, they understand their situation, and to have some form of a comfortable setting, a family-oriented setting within that shelter. Let those citizens know that any issues that they may have, please bring it to your attention so that you can attempt to address those issues. If in fact you can't, communication is always one of the biggest keys in minimizing any problems.
My motto is information is power, and you want to empower the people in this environment as much as you can. And if that means passing bad news, then you pass bad news. If it means passing good news, you pass good news.
The question to us from the rec center was, are we using the building?
Staff meetings are important to the folks in the shelter, the staff, because it is the most effective way to pass information at one point, at one time, and everybody gets the same message.
The staff needs to know when the next shift is coming, if there are any staffing challenges, if anybody's going to be asked to carry over to help assist with the next shift. Staff needs to know if we are having any challenges before the clients approach us.
So I would go ahead and start setting up family services like we're going to get the 60 buses. I think we're not.
Routine is very, very comforting and to people that are going through disaster.
They provide not only the staff but the clients with a sense of, we know it's going to happen every day. We know that we're going to have feeding at a certain time, the lights are going to be out at a certain time. It just gives the people a little stability in a very unstable situation.
One of the most important things certainly for the shelter was a routine that was clearly communicated to residents, posted in several places around the shelter, in our case bilingual postings, and then adhered to. I think it's a huge advantage when you're able to get shelter residents to volunteer and help with the operation of the shelter.
In a shelter environment, residents are more than willing to help.
They're people who lead daily lives, who help their neighbors, who do go to work. They're just in an abnormal situation. Here's a whole body of people with different skills, people with different levels of abilities who are willing to help.
They are more than willing to do whatever you ask.
If you can involve folks, it just makes the shelter a better place to live. You know, even though it's quite different than your own home, it helps create that sympathy and empathy between the staff and the shelter residents.
Every Red Cross shelter manager and volunteer has one goal in mind, and that's the Red Cross mission. You never lose sight of that. That Red Cross mission is what we live by. And if you keep that in sight, the operation gels.
All right, take care. Bye guys, thank you. Bye.